Let's wait for her to join, and we're gonna just let it fill up a little bit more. Awesome. Hey.
Hi.
All right. So guys, we have Lowe Marie here. She's awesome, super talented. And we're going to post her Instagram in the comments here. So what we're doing every Friday now is we're going to choose some artists to perform live. And that's going to kick off our little Q&A. So today we have Lowe Marie, and then Ariel and I are going to be doing some conversation if we want to have a quick conversation after too. So you could take the floor whenever you're ready. Just give us a little bit of info, what you're going to play.
All right. Perfect. I've been really digging this song lately. It's actually not one of my originals. It's a Donny Hathaway tune.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been like in an old school soul kind of vibe lately. This one's called Someday We'll All Be Free, and I thought it was really appropriate for the times. So.
Awesome. Of course. Let's do it.
Hang on to the world as it spins around. Just don't let the spin get you down. Things are moving fast. Hold on tight and you last. Keep your self-respect, your human pride. Get yourself in gear. Keep your stride. Never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Oh, take it from me, someday we'll all be free. Oh, keep on walking tall. Hold your head up high. Lay your dreams right up to the sky. Woo. And sing your greatest song. And we'll keep going on. Take it from me, someday we will all be free. Just wait and see. Take it from me, someday we will all be free. Just wait and see. Take it from me, someday we will all be free.
Wow. Incredible. Even over the phone, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, you weren't kidding. Very cool. Very cool. Oh my.
Thanks.
Got some comments in there. You have a beautiful voice. Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, let's see here.
So I've seen your Instagram videos, incredible, and it's awesome to finally see you perform it live. Very, very cool.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Holding up with the quarantine?
Quarantine has actually been kind of fun. I'm really digging all the live streaming. I panicked at first because I make pretty much 100% of my income on live shows, on gigs. And so all of a sudden it was just gone, just
I know.
demolished. And you know, at some point I saw the bright side and realized that all of a sudden I have this opportunity to reach a global audience.
Absolutely.
And, you know, friends and family that I've made touring throughout the country, I didn't have to wait till my next tour to get in touch with them and make music for them.
True.
So it's been a lot of fun. I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's cool. The audience is all online. So it's like, okay, we know where everyone is because they're all home. So
yeah, exactly.
It's actually a really good thing because I think people are realizing the importance of music, and especially as artists too. Like I'm writing more music now. It's like, what else are we gonna do? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's awesome. I love.
Yeah. How's it going for you?
It's good. I mean, we're close, New York, New Jersey, so it's on lockdown here, like bad. So you can't really go anywhere. But
Got it.
I'm just rocking like that. You know, we're doing a lot. We're still working with clients, and then I'm still producing. So just like you, I mean, we just dive into our craft even more. So it's a great thing.
Yeah. I didn't realize you were like New York, New Jersey area. That's got to be a lot scarier than it is in little old Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, like, New York's scary right now, but New Jersey, we're in the suburbs, so it's not too bad. But New York, like where Ariel is in Brooklyn, it's even worse than here. But nothing's open. Like you can't find anything open.
Yeah.
So we're all just writing music. It's fun. It's all good.
Yeah, it is. It's been really fun. I'm working on a new record and
Very
hoping
cool.
that'll come out as singles throughout next year.
Very cool. We'll look forward. Awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Cool. No problem. Everyone, we posted Lowe Marie music. I'm gonna write it again. If you guys want to follow her and give her some love, she just did a beautiful performance. And I'm going to put her username in the chat. And then we have Ariel jumping on. We're going to chat some artist talk and some growth and whatever questions you guys have. So if anyone has any questions, feel free. I just put your Instagram tag in the comments. So if anyone, please go follow and
come hang out with me. There'll be lots of music on my page.
Awesome. Super powerful voice. So thank you so much for being
thanks for having me. And I'll continue watching in a little bit.
Awesome. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
All right. Bye. Okay, guys. So this is awesome. I actually love this whole live performance thing. Any questions you guys have, we're going to have Ariel come on. And she is actually requesting right now. And we're going to start to answer some questions and talk shop. Okay. So she should be joining. Boom. All right, here comes Ariel.
Hi there.
Oh, you're outside. Lucky you.
I'm outside. I'm sitting in there's my house.
Yes.
Da-da-da.
Beautiful day out.
Here I am. Yes, it is a really, really nice day.
Absolutely. Yeah, it might rain here.
It's going to rain. It's going to rain, but we'll take what we can get right now, for sure.
Definitely. That was awesome.
That was amazing. I love Lowe Marie. I've been a fan, and since we worked with her over a year ago, we worked with her on a total tune-up, and not only does she have a gorgeous voice, and is she a total powerhouse vocally and musically, she is an amazing student. She took our total tune-ups to heart. She really she did everything we asked her to and more, and she was on a learning curve. Time working artist. She's got multiple gigs around her hometown, and it was really fun, helping her translate the audience that she's in front of all the time into, how do we get them more engaged with her digitally. So I'm really excited, Lowe Marie, to see how the next few months of live streaming goes for you and how it helps you to develop your audience even more. And that is something I've been noticing too, as I've across and jumped onto a lot of live streams with a lot of our just friends and colleagues, and not only our clients but people in our networks. And it's been really cool. And I also love the two-way conversation, because obviously, unless you have a very specific type of stage show, you're not really taking comments from the peanut gallery, as it were. And I love that, you know, people are chiming in and making jokes and, you know, making requests, if that's the type of artist that takes a request. Like Rich Aveo is doing a all request show every single night. He's a pianist. And I love that, because, you know, it's really fun. So I think that is the upside of the marketing world. And thank you so much, Lo Marie. She was our inaugural artist on our live streams. And this is Matt's first official. You're going to be here every damn Friday.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy we're doing these series, and they're unfolding, and we're learning a lot doing them. Next week we're going to have this stream simulcast on our Facebook and our Twitter and our LinkedIn. So no longer just be an Instagram. So I've me this week.
All right. So absolutely. The first thing, I mean, like, I just want to roll right into that whole live streaming thing, because in conversation with a lot of our clients too, that question's always popped up about, should I be live streaming? Should I be live streaming? Should I be live streaming? And like, I would say, why not, to every artist? Like Lil Marie said, like, you have everybody in the same place. It's awesome. Don't expect though, like, 1,000 people to come right off the bat. It's not sort of that way, like a story or something, because I think the way the algorithm works, it obviously says like 70 friends are online or something, but that's also like they're on and off and on and off and on and off. So don't be too concerned. Again, like I always say, don't be too concerned with the numbers. Be more concerned with the consistency. And that's to kind of answer the questions on should you be live streaming. It's like, absolutely. If you have songs, it's just another way to present them. And Ariel, I think you can add in, but I really think it's more about the consistency too. Because you
Yeah.
jump on once, sure, like people aren't going to know yet, but as you keep doing it, that awareness will come up, and you can post little snippets of it. You can save the live stream, and then people
Yeah.
are more aware.
So there's a resource I wanted to share with everyone, and I'll post the link. How will we post the link? I'll put it in the comments after this goes up. Sherry Hu, CHERIEHU, is, I think, the brightest new young music tech writer in our industry. She's really brilliant and writes a lot of great articles and makes a lot of amazing observations about music and marketing and where digital is going. She's put together an amazing resource for anyone that wants to take a look at it. It's a shared Google Doc, which is reporting all of the different live streaming platforms, all of the different ways that you can monetize on the streaming platforms, and she's forecasting a lot of trends. And what she's saying on this document, which is wonderful, is live streaming's here to stay, regardless of whether you did it before. And, you know, obviously we don't know when music venues are going to be opening up and when we're all going to be able to go back to that format. But what we definitely know is, for the foreseeable future, even if music venues do open up, they're going to be at major reduced capacity. And I think a lot of us are not going to be comfortable
No.
going, you know, into crowds, all of that. So if you don't have a live streaming game and you haven't started experimenting with it, I think ain't no time like the present. This is really a time to do that. And I think, you know, Lo Marie's right. She got her income stripped away from her overnight, and now she's figuring out how to do it online, and she'll probably also figure out, you know, how to balance the two, because even if she's in Madison and performing all around her home city, she's not connecting with all the people she met in Europe and all the people she sees when she goes on tour. So that's something really special.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see, honestly, how it evolves from here. So I think obviously there's going to be a really long transition period back into the live venues, but I think since there's been a lot of success, especially with bigger artists too, it sort of introduced the power of live streaming to the fan. Uh, and I wouldn't be surprised when I lived in LA, they just started to kind of invent these like virtual concerts. There were DJs in like Japan and they'd be live streaming to a club. But it was like so like, nah, like that's too out there for me. But now this is like the thing. So
Yeah.
I'd be very interested to see if they kind of start to blend together after after this in a very two-way stream way like that, you know, a live feed also on the stage, maybe up on the screen. You never know, like the sky could be the limit for how this all is going to pan out for the music industry. So I think it's a really, really awesome thing that this has come to play now, the live streaming. So if anyone has any questions about live streaming, Instagram, we will
Or
gladly.
yeah, anything social media marketing, musician based social media marketing. We are here to chat with you about that today.
Yes, we had a lot of questions last week too about merch and when you should start. I know Lo Marie asked, she was saying, should I start selling merch? When should I start? You know, that's another big thing. Selling vinyl, selling all that. So if you have any questions about merch, any questions about Spotify, all that kind of stuff, just shoot. So we had a lot of questions about that last time.
Interesting thing about merch. I think many of us do not want to enjoy another t-shirt.
Yeah.
Especially not an extra large boxy t-shirt, or if you're a lady, a tiny skin tight girly shirt. Like, I think, come on now, let's
Yeah.
try to get a little bit more creative with our merch. And I was thinking, Lo Marie is she does Ariel. I don't know even what you call it. What do you call it, Lauren? But she's hanging upside down in a lot of her photos, and it's beautiful. And then she also is a yogi, so she does a lot of yoga. So the question is, maybe your crowd would enjoy yoga mats or water bottles or something that fits. Aerial dancing, that's hilarious. I didn't know the thing that was basically my name, aerial dancing. Maybe there's a merch opportunity for you that is goes along with your lifestyle in some way. There's an artist that we worked with years ago, and part of her brand, which I loved, when she was on the road, she used to make bolo ties, out of like, old buttons and found objects and, cool things that she would find in thrift stores on the road. And so she would sell bolo ties, not only at her merch table, but also, on her website. And it was a really cool thing. And she would sell them for, 10 or $15. And as CDs are not really a thing that people are buying, it's nice to have a $10 item.
Yes.
But so, you can come up with, even if you're crafty, you do handmade things, but coming up with creative and interesting merch items. And a bolo, didn't cost her a lot of money, but it took some love to make it. And it was a super, it was very on brand for her as well. Obviously, you wouldn't do it if it didn't make sense.
Absolutely. And that's key what you said about making a merch like specifically to your niche kind of thing. Like that's so key, because if you're just going to make t-shirts because everyone else makes t-shirts, it's really not going to sell if your crowd doesn't want a t-shirt, So thinking about who you are as a person and what little knacks you have, I think that's really a cool way to get into merch. And a really good way that I learned about merch, and then I saw a question, I'll answer this. I saw one of my favorite artists, I forget, back in the day, it might have been when I was in EDM, Seven Lions, I believe it was. So this artist would send out stickers automatically, like if you followed him on Instagram. Obviously, it would rack up and get expensive, but maybe if you like, it's a really good way to start some engagement too. Like offer up on your story, like, hey, if you like my post, if you tag, whatever, I'll send you stickers. Like stuff like that is also a really creative way to introduce your merch also. So that's something I wanted to talk about. It can become another source of engagement, something really cheap,
I
stickers.
mean, that sticker idea is brilliant right now because if you think about it, stickers are very inexpensive. You can order them at what is it?
Yep.
Sticker. There's a sticker website that's like
I
you
was,
get 5,000 stickers for like
yeah.
no money.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously you can give them away at your merch table or sell them. But that is a really cool thing. You connect with someone on Instagram, you send them a DM, hey, I want to mail you a sticker. What's your mailing address? And then, what you're doing is you're gathering information about that fan. You're figuring out, okay, where do they live? If you even want to get sneaky and you can figure out their demographic, like do they live in $1 million house or do they live in a rented apartment? Google Maps will tell you that.
Yes.
And this is not to be like weird and stalk your fan base, but the power, and then also it's very original. We're all stuck at home right now. Isn't it fun to get mail?
Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
I mean, of course, you have to touch your mail with plastic gloves, but once you're done disinfecting your mail, no, seriously, it's fun to do that. It's a unique and special thing, and it's a great strategy. And it's really what is it, 50 cents for a stamp? It costs you 50 cents in an envelope. That's it.
And that's money in the bank for you in building up your fan base. It goes one step further from the DM, and that's a way to kind of further your relationship with your fans and let them know that you actually care about them and you're there. I think that's just a really good way to build community and build loyal fans. I remember seeing that and I was like, that's yeah, and it's a good way to collect emails and build your email
Yeah, of course.
to get their email. So I saw we had a
Yeah,
question.
Alex Sharp has a question. With so many artists now performing from home, how do you make your home performance stand out? So, the first thing I would say about that is there's definitely not a one size fits all answer to that question. First of all, think about your brand. I love Rich Aveo's, I'll bring him up again, his quarantine concerts because I feel like I'm hanging out with him at a piano bar. It's fun. He's interacting really heavily with everyone making comments. It's a request all hour. He's chatting to us. We're making jokes. I think that format is fun. Now, of course, if you're like an EDM artist or if you're making like soul music and you want to perform an original set of music, that format might be really annoying. If you're a storyteller and you maybe want to tell the story of your songs in between, when you play them, I mean, there's 100 ways to frame your live streams, but I would obviously don't do the same thing every time. I tuned into Big Head Todd. He's an older artist that I was a giant fan of in the 90s when I was living in Boulder. He's from Colorado, Big Head Todd and the Monsters. And his tour got canceled, so he's doing a stream every night. And he's doing something very cool because he has like hardcore fans. He's doing a different set every night. So he's trying not to play the same tracks, which of course, if you've been an artist for 20 years, you can do that on a 15 city date tour. But so maybe that's an approach. But I would say my best advice for you there, and Matt, I'd love to hear yours, is, come up with something that's fun and interesting and enticing. Don't do the same thing every time. Maybe, try you do cover songs one night, or one night you do play only things from a certain album, or one night you have a guest performer join you virtually. I don't know, mix it up, I would say, and do things to keep your audience interested and engaged. That would be my best advice for how to stand out.
Yes, I agree with all that. If you have access to cameras, really up your game is switching shots throughout. Yes, I agree. That's something that will. So I was just about to say, thank you, Lauren. Camera angles. Even if you don't have access to like high quality cameras, fine. But also like this setting, like see how I have like studio lights and stuff like that, like all those different things too. Like we used to do them and have like black backgrounds and like the presentation's everything also, so if you can set a stage um, it, like Ariel said, it makes you feel like you're at a venue, and that's important also, for the live stream, because you don't want to just feel like you're sitting at a phone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they definitely make your setting pretty cool if you can. Um, Number two, you already touched on it, Ariel, was collaborating. If you can bring on other artists, kind of do like a virtual open mic, stuff like that, where you're getting more people involved, that's gonna obviously, like everything else, it's like the whole influencer thing. You're gonna chain onto their fans, and it just builds the whole thing a lot more. Having guests, it's just huge. Another thing, like let's say if you're not like a live performer, but you're like a producer or a songwriter, one thing I'm seeing a lot of those guys do is they're having like a not so much a Q&A, but they're having people send them music ahead of time and they're critiquing it live. They'll have a
Mm.
bit like, okay, let's listen to this song, how's the songwriting on it? Like chances are, I think if you're a live performer, you're a songwriter also, and a lot of people want to hear um, there's always advice people want to take from that if you're great at what you do. So that's a really good way, like Ariel was saying, switch it up. Maybe one week have like a something where you're hearing other people's music, especially if you have a bigger following. That's really cool to promote other people as well. Uh, and just again, show that you care. It's not all about you showing your product. It's really cool to kind of give feedback on other people's stuff. And you might find someone to collaborate with too through that process. So that's a really, really good way to build it as well.
Lowe Marie said, yeah, if you have access to multiple cameras, one thing that can really up your game is switching shots throughout. It seems small, but one thing that's really lacking from live shows is the visual aspect. Totally agree. I was watching early on in early days, there was the first performance that John Legend. I like to call him John Stevens because that's when I first started seeing him. He had a different name. John Legend did a performance, and he had multiple cameras that he was switching from down on the piano, so you could see his fingers, and a side shot and a front shot. And if you can do that, I think that's brilliant. And you can do that with a couple of GoPros and your iPhone, or even your iPhone and your iPad. You don't have to. You probably have even a couple cameras sitting around in your house if you have an old iPhone that you don't use anymore, an old iPad. So yeah, that's a great suggestion, just to mix it up so it's not just the one angle the whole time.
Absolutely, yeah. The presentation is huge. They even sell those iPhone stands. Like I have my phone on it now, so it's like you're not on. You don't have to. You can really adjust it. So stuff like that, where you can get different angles than a normal person would. It's small details, but it will help.
You can tell I do not have my iPhone stand, as it's like, whoa, yeah, not cool.
Stereo and the phone's shaking, the audio's messed up. So
Same. I mean,
yeah,
amateur hour 101 over here. That's me today. Ugh. Um,
that's a stand. Totally. So let's see. Great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your advice and time. I'm definitely going to use some of those. Yes, definitely. You stay safe as well, and just keep mixing it up. Absolutely. Any other questions? We're here to take questions as well. So
and if not, it is the start of Memorial Day weekend, and it's a sunny, bright day on the East Coast. So a lot of people are probably trying to begin to enjoy their. Do we even have long weekends anymore? I think so.
I think
Ish.
everything is like a blur. Like I didn't know it was Memorial Day till I went to the convenience store this morning and or Dunkin' Donuts. The lady's like, "Happy Memorial Day," and I'm like, "What?"
What?
I was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, Memorial Day?" Everything's a blur, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Totally.
oh, we don't have long weekends. We're always working, so no
That's
such
the
thing.
truth.
Um, by the way, tuning in from Dublin, Ireland. Whoa,
Oh, nice.
that's awesome. My favorite athlete in the world is from there, and I'm probably sure you can guess who that is, but I'm not going to say it. So,
Is he a certain fighter?
yep, a lot of controversy. That's why I love him. But he is he's one of my favorite athletes ever. Um,
My husband is from Dublin, Ireland, so he'd be my favorite thing from.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. Hey, Roxana, nice to see you.
Awesome. So,
Any other questions?
yeah,
We might be getting out of class early, Matt.
yeah. It's Katie Taylor. Now she is a class act. Katie.
Oh,
Oh,
Katie Taylor should be your favorite person from Dublin, Ireland. Okay.
absolutely. I gotta do my research. I know a lot of good music comes from Ireland as well.
Oh
Ireland is
yeah.
beautiful, the best Europe in general. A lot of great music, different music, but here too we have a lot of great songwriters. Yeah, any questions, or otherwise, yeah, we can get out of class early.
Mhm.
Uh,
Social media questions? Anyone got a burning anything
yeah,
you want to fire away at us?
yeah, I've been talking, especially for my last live stream. There's a lot of questions about growing your Instagram, and that's sort of where I've fallen into is these Instagram campaigns for artists. And I really think it's key to not lose like yourself. That's what I was talking to Ariel and I were talking yesterday, and I was like, don't overcomplicate the whole social media thing. There's plans that you need. You need to have a plan, number one, as an artist, because if you start winging it, it's going to get crazy. But having a plan and then really approaching it as an artist is like it's a rewarding way to do your social media. And I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. It doesn't have to be a daunting thing where you have to, it's like a job. Sure, it's part of your job, but make it an extension of yourself and an extension of your art. It's really fun. Like when I gather content for myself, I I look up cool pictures and paintings in black and white and songs I love. And in that process, I kind of find new artists and I find new things that I like. So it's really not about like, what is everyone else posting? What are all the musicians I like posting? No, it's about like, who are you and what are you interested in? And you can really just make a lot of organic content that way. Another
Mm.
thing to say is start utilizing time lapses. I'm starting to see them come up again. So I did one in my studio the other day. I had it on for like 10 minutes. I posted it as a story, and people were like, "Oh my god, like that's so cool!" So don't forget about the time lapse feature if you have an iPhone. It's a really, really unique way because I think Boomerang blew up, and people kind of forgot about time lapse, and it's a really cool way. So
Absolutely. Hey, Eli. Eli Lev is going to be joining me on my live stream on Tuesday, and Eamon from To the Bridge NYC. If you'd like to see a beautiful studio, which is here in Brooklyn, Williamsburg, take a look at To the Bridge NYC. They built a
I
state of the art studio that is unbelievable.
didn't know you knew about that one. So I went there. Our friend is one of the engineers there. I visited it. It's absolutely beautiful. That live room, so tall.
Yeah, yeah.
We visited it. When we were there, kind of still they were still building that front area, but it was so beautiful and it sounded amazing. I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys remember me, but I did come by, Matt. I was part of MGSP with Greg, so me and Greg came by the studio. So what a small world! I remember that day.
These
There,
are really good friends of mine actually own it and built it. And the thing that's so cool about that studio is it was at one time a bean sprout factory. Beans,
yes,
so they ripped it down basically to the studs and built the most stunning studio. And we want you guys to get that studio open so artists can come and enjoy it. I hope that happens sooner than later.
yes, that control room is beautiful. They have the board and the back panel on the wall. It's beautiful. I remember. I'll never forget that studio. I didn't know you knew them. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, we went and visited. It was beautiful.
There you go.
Oh, we're can't wait till it
Um,
opens.
So, as far as the time lapsing goes, talk a little bit about like just set it up on a tripod and do your thing. Should you try to stage it? Like, how do you?
I just like if I'm it's another way of like an organic piece of content, right? So you don't have to do anything. If you're going to the studio or you're going to band practice or you guys are getting together, obviously probably not band practice now, but even if it's a virtual thing, if you're building something in your studio, setting up instruments, leave it on a tripod or on like a bookshelf or something and just leave it on. You never know what that looks like in a time lapse. Like even if I was sitting here playing piano or something, it looks so cool when you see everything moving and you can put music over it. Um, it's such a creative way. And video content's huge now. So instead of just posting a picture, let's start thinking of different ways to make content more visual. And I just think that's such a good way of doing it. Those time lapses, the boomerangs, and there's a bunch of apps out there that kind of make the pictures move too. Stuff like that. But time lapse, yes, absolutely. If you're walking into your studio or you're practicing guitar or piano or vocals, turn it on. It can't hurt, really. So time lapse is like my new best friend. I've been using it a lot, and a lot of posts that I'm scheduling are using it. It's very, very cool.
Right on. Yeah, I always love, I mean, obviously, probably many of you are noticing that your Instagram videos are the things that are, I think, with most of our clients, when we come to take over their social channels and we do an assessment, the thing that we realize is, oh, the videos that you're posting, those are the things that are getting the most views. So obviously, people are attracted to videos. They want to watch them. They want to, see what they want to press that play button when they see
Yeah.
it pop up on your Instagram. So that's obviously, if you're not using a lot of the play button, utilize that, utilize video content. Oh, it's Mona. It's not Eamon. Hello, Mona.
Eamon, that's who I saw. Yes, that was
His,
awesome.
his wife is Mona. She's got a long history in the music business. She was a music publicist and marketer and strategist, and she's badass.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Motion graphics. Yeah, like I said, anything you can do, like beef it up a little bit, make it different. So if you have a green screen, use it. That's like really cool. You could make like a space background. You can really cool stuff, make it switch. It can, so that's another way, make, I think that's a great idea. Yes, you can make it a real vibe, put a city behind you, put whatever, really cool stuff. What is the name of the app for moving pictures? Oh, yeah, yeah. I'd have to look it up. I will definitely find that out.
There's definitely the 3D app, which you can use in Facebook for sure. You can like spin the camera around like this, and you'll get like a really cool 3D image.
Um, there
But
actually,
we can post it when we post this video. We'll post the name of it.
you just draw like this line on like where you want the stuff to move. I remember I had a picture of like a flower my friend took, and I drew a circle around it, and it just like kept on like coming at you, coming at you. So it's a really good way to make a simple picture more visual and more moving and more interesting. So any way you can get a picture to move, or it just opens up more options. You could add music to it. Then even if it's moving forward and backwards, you want to add music and make these photos and this content a little bit more fun. Um, yeah, so I'll find that app and post it for you.
We are 45 minutes in. I can't believe Instagram Live will cut us off very, very soon.
Very
So if
soon.
anyone has a last burning question, social media oriented, please ask it. Otherwise, do join me Tuesday. Tuesdays at 2. Kayla is Wednesdays at 5:30. And Matt, we may or may not be sticking with the Friday at 3 p.m., but for now it's Friday at 3 p.m. So you have 3 opportunities to connect with our crew at Cyber PR.
Yes. Any other questions? I see a lot of people coming in too. So if you guys have any questions, shoot, because we don't have much longer before Instagram cuts us. Um, absolutely would love to answer some more questions about social media, ads, targeting. Even if you have questions about some Spotify growth, that's another question I've been getting a lot of. And that all ties into your social media strategy as well. Um, Someone asked me the other day, should I be paying for Spotify ads? And I was like, absolutely not, because they're very active, and
Yeah.
you have you have more control over it by driving people there from Instagram or Facebook, driving them to your link tree. Much, much more efficient than paying for a Spotify ad. Same with YouTube ads. They're very expensive and they're not worth it. Um, any more questions, guys, before we get kicked off of here? That's too funny with To the Bridge.
Everybody's quiet today. All right. Well, everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll be back on Tuesday.
All right, guys, we will see you next week.